You talked briefly about your three-point legislative platform,
Yes.
power, Dengvaxia, and election fraud. I understand the issue of power in legislative arena,
Yes.
legislating to
Right.
reform or repeal the IPIRA law. What about Dengvaxia and Comelec fraud? What proposals would you have if you do get to the Senate, if all six of you got, or all seven of you get to the Senate, to address these issues? Aren't these issues better addressed before the courts?
Well, eventually, I suppose it would be, but it helps if we are in the in the legislature. You know, if these issues are not addressed now, during the campaign issue, you know, those are issues that will affect our sovereignty. For example, the Comelec Smartmatic. To our mind, this affects the sovereignty of the republic. You know. On the Dengvaxia issue, this is very serious, you know, because it affects the judicial system. People are saying that the judiciary only and the people that are committing crimes are only the poor and those that cannot afford lawyers are punished. Now this one involves the highest office of the land. This involves cabinet members. This involves major people, including those that are in business. Cases now are being prepared, I understand. But because of the complexity of the issue, they're probably taking their time. Now, also because of the magnitude of those people that are affected, we must remember that the Department of Health in Dengvaxia, the Department of Health has a budget which is part of that is substantially used for importation of vaccines and medicine, where the pharma companies are involved. And when the pharma companies are involved, you can assume that the legislature, there will be a lot of lobby money with the legislature to pass this very smoothly. From my experience even before in government, among the fastest that was approved was the Department of Health budget, because health means health of our people, of course. But I didn't realize at the time that it was one of the heaviest lobby instigators for government. That is why Dengvaxia has not been taken up by any political party or any politician. And to insist that there was. Now, if it can be proven that these people were indeed involved with mass murder of our children, if it can be proven that they had malice in their minds, not just the money, but the intention to lessen the population of our children, I, who have not been supportive of death penalty, might reconsider my position when it comes to mass murder. When it comes to mass murder and genocide committed by a high official of the land, this must never happen again.
Sir, why do you say that?
Could you just clarify that? You're saying that it was not just a matter of a program improperly, probably illegally implemented. You're saying that going to the motivation, if I heard you right,
Yes.
the motivation was particularly to bring down the population of the Philippines. That's what you're
If
saying?
it can be proven.
No, but
You
what
see-
are you saying? I'm not asking.
Yes, I'm saying that there are people in government that are for depopulation. And you'll be surprised.
to
how
the
many
extent of essentially murdering children.
Well,
That's what you're saying.
Yes, and murdering or killing or creating the conditions to increase mortality are all the same. You can use a gun, you can use a program, or you can use a policy to depopulate your country.
Well, what's your basis for saying this, sir?
Well, you see, my position at that time in the previous administration is that the first and foremost plan that they had, and they pushed it very hard, was the RH bill.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The RH bill, to my mind, was the entry point for eventually increasing the idea of controlling population, right? A population control measure. This was not a reproductive health program. No, this was not RH. This was a population control program.
Well, it's a family
that's
planning
a bit debatable.
program.
But sir,
Yes, it is debatable,
I go
but-
back to the question: what makes you say that there's reason for you to believe
Yeah.
that this was deliberately meant to lessen the number of children?
Because the mindset of the people that are in population control were the ones who decided this. The mindset of the leadership of the previous administration in population control are the same people that decided this one. You see, if there is such a thing as a mindset, a mindset that says that there are useless eaters in a society. The useless eaters, this idea of useless eaters started during Hitler's time and is still being used also in many different countries. Who are these useless eaters? They call them useless eaters because they are not productive in society. Who are they? The retirees are useless eaters. There is government that is supporting them, but they're no longer productive.
I think we...
But the children are likewise
Yes.
unproductive. Government so has to support them, education, health, and they're still unproductive until they become 25. They participate in the program. Now, these are what we call useless eaters, and there are many economists and philosophers in the whole history of the world that have been advocating this type of programs. Now, we cannot look at this as a single issue. There is a possibility that it is a process. And it is sad that even our religious sector does not see it because they do not read. They don't read history.